If you're staring at a kitchen that looks good on Instagram but still feels a little empty, you probably want something that fits right in, works without a hitch, and justifies every penny you spend. You don't need a fridge that's packed with every possible gizmo, you need a reliable, easy to live with cooler that actually puts your wine and drinks where you want them, at the right temperature, day after day. That's why I'm digging into the Velieta 30-inch wine and beverage refrigerator today. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I first looked at this model, the biggest hesitation I felt was the classic dual-zone promise. It sounds great one side for reds, the other for whites or even soda, but the reality of separating temperatures in a single cabinet can be a little finicky. A lot of people buy dual-zone units and end up juggling the thermostat or stuffing the cabinet full just to get the temperature they want. I wanted to know if this Velieta actually delivers that sweet spot without turning into a thermostat tuning exercise. I started by reading a handful of the 24 reviews that gave it a 4.3-star average. Even though the site doesn't give us full comment excerpts, the rating tells us most owners are satisfied, with the occasional hiccup. The most common real-world scenario is a small to medium household that wants a dedicated spot for a weekend wine stash while still having room for chilled water, craft beer, or a few bottles of sparkling. The fridge's 30-inch width makes it a solid choice for fitting under a countertop, in a pantry, or as a freestanding piece in a dining room. It's not a built-in monster that requires a remodel. The flexible installation means you can slide it in today and move it next year without a full kitchen makeover. Who should buy this? First, think about the kind of drink you actually keep on hand. If you're the type who enjoys a glass of Pinot Noir before dinner, an occasional chilled roast, and maybe a few cans of lager for friends over, the dual zone is perfect. The wine side can hold up to 84 standard bottles, while the beverage side easily fits soda cans, smaller wine bottles, or even a few six-packs of craft brews. The layout works well for a small entertaining setup where you're not looking to stock a cellar but still want that wine fridge vibe without sacrificing space for everyday drinks. Also, the ultra-quiet operation is a real benefit if your cooler lives near a living area or an open-plan kitchen. A lot of budget units hum loudly enough to compete with conversation, but the Velieta's compressor is designed to stay under 40 dB, which blends into the background. That means you can set it up against a wall of your lounge and still enjoy a quiet evening without the fridge stealing the spotlight. Who should skip it? If you're a serious collector with a goal of aging a dozen or more bottles over many years, you'll probably need a larger capacity unit with more precise temperature control and a wine-specific aging environment. The Velieta's temperature range for each zone is respectable, about 41°F to 64°F for the wine side and 34°F to 50°F for the beverage side, but it doesn't offer the microclimate adjustments that high-end cellar units boast. Similarly, if you need a plug-and-play solution that can hold a full case of beer plus a few wine bottles on a tight budget, you might find the price point a little higher than a single-zone beer fridge, especially considering you're paying for the dual-zone hardware you might not fully use. The practical strengths become clearer once you picture a real night in. Imagine you're hosting a small dinner party. You've pre-cooled a few bottles of Pinot Gris in the beverage zone, while the reds sit at a slightly warmer 55°F ready for serving. You open the glass door thanks to the LED lighting. The interior glows softly, making it easy to spot the bottle you need even in dim lighting. The Smart Touch control lets you tweak the temperature with a swipe, and the display shows both zones clearly, so no confusion about which side you're adjusting. A hidden trade-off is the door design. The glass door is sleek and looks premium, but it does mean you need a little clearance space in front of the unit. If your countertop is flush against a wall, you'll need to allow at least a few inches for the door to open fully. It's not a deal-breaker, but it's something that can catch you off guard when you're measuring space in a cramped kitchen. The good news is the door is sturdy and locks, which prevents accidental opening if you have kids around. Another practical point is the internal layout. The shelves are made of stainless steel and slide out, which works well for standard wine bottles. However, larger champagne bottles or oddly shaped craft brew bottles can be a tight squeeze. In practice, most users will find they can fit the most common bottle shapes without issue, but if you regularly keep oversized bottles, you might